Hello, everybody. It's Sunday morning, which means it's time for chatting with the Charleses, apparently. Charles, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you guys, man. I'm looking at all these guys in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Right on. Very cool. Very cool.
I have been looking forward to doing the show ever since you called me and said, "Hey, I want to do a guitar." And I was like, "Okay, so we can't do the show until after it's done."
I remember the conversation. Um, I've started assembling some stuff. I've got some stuff ordered. I still have to order the pickup.
Mm-hmm.
But I ordered the Floyd, and I should have it here pretty quick. This has just been the best build that I've been involved in. It has not been lightning fast in any sense of the word, but it's not supposed to be. This hasn't been a rush job. It has been a something that I've just kind of let happen.
Yeah, it was, and I appreciate your patience on that because I normally do these a whole lot faster than this, and it was there were a whole lot of new things we did with it.
Oh yeah,
and it was. I wanted to make sure it was going to be completely right, and I don't know that I got all the way there, but I think we delivered something that's nice.
So we're going to talk a lot about guitars today, Chad. If you guys haven't caught on to that, so I had a set of Godos that were literally brand new, so I went ahead and installed those on the headstock, and it's quite fetching. I love it.
Oh,
very
wow.
Cool. Little shout out to Donnie Ward. He's the man.
That neck is absolutely wonderful.
I can't wait. I got to play it on my other Hot for Teacher, and but I went ahead and put the eyelets in.
Oh, you did? Wow.
So I'll give you guys one of those on it like that. Drilling for those. Now it's interesting. You were talking about drilling, so I used a Dremel with one of the cable attachments, the little 2-foot long cable attachments.
Yeah.
And look at that. Charles, dude, you are so awesome. You are so awesome. And went ahead and did the plunge for both of these. Wasn't a big deal. It's a 3/16 inch bit is what it was. So just a slightly bigger than 1/8 of an inch. These eyelets went in a little. There's just the slightest little. Let me show you guys. When I drove them in, because you want them to be set and they need to be correct. Okay, right. They can't be sloppy. They can't be loose. Just the slightest little bit of t-shirt. You see it? I don't know if you can see it or not. Just a little pucker of t-shirt right there between it.
Yeah,
it's nothing. It went in real nice. So the surface held true, and there was no damage to it. Is the point to what I'm making?
Yeah.
Also here on the horn, same thing. It was actually even cleaner on the horn. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah. So, Floyd is coming. Obviously you can tell I went with chrome. So we've got chrome Floyd. It'll have red titanium screws throughout, red string blocks.
Great with the final tour, yeah.
Well, exactly. There's got to be, and there's red up here. So we're going to have red there, red on the Floyd. I have not drilled for the potentiometer yet. I'm going to wait till the Floyd is installed and actually put my hand on the guitar. If I had my Rethers, the Hot for Teacher behind me, I would have moved that pot a 1/2 inch away, even more, straight down. I had the room. The reason is if it's tucked back, you don't want your hand coming into the Floyd any more than it has to when you're palm muting. The idea with like a Floyd 1000 or an FU tone Floyd is the screws are they're not straight up and down, they're slightly cocked back, but there's about a 1/4 inch of added space between the standard Floyd and Well, in this case, it'll be an FU2. So that's great for playability and the butt of your hand not hitting the tuning key, the tuning.
Mm-hmm.
It'll throw you sharp or flat, and it's a pain in the butt. And it's one of the things even Eddie used to bitch about back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, I won't drill that. That'll be the last thing I do. We'll be drilling that, and probably the soldering, all that will occur all at once. But the other day, truth be told, I have everything I need sitting here in this room to build this guitar twice. I have Floyds. I have pots. I have a DiMarzio Super Distortion that would fit so nicely in that cavity. But I want this guitar to be specific and appointed correctly. I'm taking the time to do it. So getting over anxious and making something happen too soon is just not cool. It's not cool. And I will be rewarded for my patience because everything that we're getting for this thing is it's some of the nicest gear. Well, this is the nicest guitar I've ever owned. Period, hands down.
I will tell you, not only was I super impressed with the neck on that, because that neck, it's luxurious. It literally is luxurious when you have it.
It's a standard radius, so it's the same top to bottom. It doesn't really change. It's quite interesting, as opposed to a compound radius. It's different.
And the quality of that Chris Lock body, it's one of the nice. It's easily the nicest thing that's come across my workbench.
Yeah, I can't say enough about it. It's not my guitar journey. I own a lot of very inexpensive guitars. I started out, with $200 and $250 guitars. Christopher, it's good to see you, brother. Right on, bro.
Yeah, well, we go ahead and,
Charles, we've ignored the chat. Haven't even said hello to all these.
That's why I was kind of circling back. Let's go ahead and welcome everybody in.
Yeah, let's do that, man.
So we had Christopher Livesaw with the first one in this morning. Hello. Followed by Credible Fireside Studios, who is super supportive of all the channels and especially this one. Our buddy Dennis Ellis, he is lurking because he is cooking and eating and do all kinds of great stuff. He better save a plate for us.
Dennis, now I'm hungry, bro. Right on, man.
Now, it's a good guest when Martin Villeneuve Guitar Corner over there in Austria is in the chat. And he's really looking forward to it. So welcome, my friend.
Right on, bro.
Let's see.
Welcome, bro.
And Martin's been doing some builds that I need to go check out because I haven't been over there in a little bit. But I will. And we've got Rob Blackmore official saying hello to both of us.
Right there, Rob. Right on, brother.
There you go. And got Cushman NYC has made his way in saying, hey, Charles and Charles.
Cushman rocks, man. Right on, Cush.
And, of course, Mitch Heyman saying good morning.
Right on, Mitch, my brother. Right on, Mitch. Good to see you, bro.
I'm going to need to be talking to Mitch pretty soon. We'd love to have him on chat with Charles for all the things he does, helping people with their technical support for YouTube. So, that's an open invitation, Mitch. If you're
let's just put it out there. Mitch Heyman rocks. Okay, right there.
And we got Mr. Mick in the chat saying hello.
Mr. Mick, you rock, brother. Right on, bro.
See, and everyone's favorite music law, Ryan Hall.
Ryan, I love you, man. Right on, bro.
I just love that he put that phrase out there, music and law.
So that's an original Ryan right there, man.
And of course, our buddy Ben Coombs is in the chat.
Right on, Ben. Good to see you, Ben.
As well as Blue Mox saying hello, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Blue, it's good to see you, brother. Right on, Blue.
And everyone's favorite alien, Martian Murray.
Murray, you rock, bro. Right on.
And our buddy Wayne McConnell as well. Hello there.
It's good to see you, Wayne. You rock, brother. Right on, Wayne.
So let's see. And when Sean Hockey has made his way in. Hello there, my
friend. It's good to see you, Sean. Right on, man.
Sean is a shredder with 7 strings. It's just amazing.
I'm familiar with Sean.
Yeah, so Blackjack Guitar has made his way in. Hello,
Blackjack Guitar, right on, man. Right on, brother. It's good to
And
see
I
you.
am skimming chat super quick so we don't leave anyone out. We got Guitar Man 45. Hello there.
Bo, it's
And
not a show without you, bro. It's
that's
good to
right.
see you, man. Right on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Bo is very excited about doing a guitar similar to yours with Rush t-shirts. So,
You know, Rush just got some awesome. No, here's your problem. Let's take a Ferd. I love you, Ferd. Right
hey,
on,
Fred, how
brother.
you doing, buddy?
Let's hold on a second. Let's just reflect on that. How awesome are the graphics over all of the albums and all the years of
Oh, yeah.
Rush? Your biggest problem is picking which ones to
Oh,
use.
he has. I forget which one it is. I can never remember. But he has already bought the t-shirts. He is sourcing the
I,
body.
I'm done. What are we talking here? Farewell to Kings. Where are we at here?
It was 212 or something, or
Oh, 2112.
2112.
No way.
That's
He's
right.
going to do
Yeah.
the 20. I saw them perform 2112 in its entirety back in the day. And I remember the first time I heard him play Patches to Bangkok. That was the coolest thing ever. And I get it. It'll be the star. It'll be the image where you're looking. He's looking ahead and you're looking
Yep.
behind him over his shoulder. Oh, dude. All right. All
Well,
right.
he'll get that whole layout treatment that you got right, and it'll be fun. Hello there, Xterra Bill. Welcome in.
It's good to see you, Xterra. Right on, brother. Right on, Bo.
All right, so we are caught up with the, yep, you see, and here he is, right? 2112 era. The world is
All the world on stage, man.
Yep.
Right on.
So that catches.
Oh, hey, Ryan Hall. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Ryan just jumped in the chat. OU812. It's good to see you, brother. Right on, man. These guys are they are the hardest working rockers on YouTube.
They were.
My God, man. What they do? Go all night long or something like that?
It was like, I'm surprised to see anyone from there over here right now.
I said to myself, I know why they're not here. I know exactly why, because they're all laying in bed asleep.
Mm-hmm.
No. Jimmy, look at this. Jimmy Biter.
Look at that.
You guys are awesome. I find it hard not to say nice things about those guys. Jimmy Biter's guitar tone. This is what sucks about this community. About every 6 months, there's a major surge in technology and or the discovery of something that exists, and all of a sudden, I'm going to say this from straight outside. I have Ryan, hands down, has one of the biggest, most badass, unique guitar tones on YouTube. I would rival his tone with any other channel, period. But Jimmy is working fucking magic. That's what he's doing, and his tone is crystal clear, unique. You hear it like on another level. Right. And I'm not only envious, I'm kind of wanting to go there. It's just figures. You know what I'm saying? The minute you get your stuff right, the technology comes up, and Jimmy, your tone is just, I don't want to say it's better than Ryan's because it's not. It's apples and oranges, but it is as
different flavors. Yeah,
dude, it is really good. It's really, really good.
And all the guys over there are super nice, right?
They're
super helpful,
and they're the best.
They are having a ball.
Yeah,
they're
supposed to.
Point behind doing all this is having some fun, and they are just having a ball over there.
Yep.
All right, so I want to kind of take things back a little bit, Charles, because we kind of blew the format of the whole show here. All right.
I have a reputation for doing that, Charles. I'm sorry.
No, it's talking. We all want to listen. I mean, I'm not cutting it off, right? And Ryan's agreeing with you. He said the same thing, that Jimmy is rivaling his tone.
Yeah.
But I want to take it back to, there is the obligatory question on the show. because
Mhm.
for me, it's this show is really about getting to know the community, and I think the one thing that we all have is we all have that origin story, right? How did we get started on our guitar journey? So how does that happen for Charles Greene?
Uh, well, I started out as a kid with piano lessons. Pretty much, that was my. Um, in elementary school, I was introduced to band, and for some, my parents were really into Lawrence Welk. Some of you in the chat will remember being a kid and watching your parents watch Lawrence Welk. You know, there were four channels on TV, and Lawrence was he was big in those days with certain families. And so my mom had this thing for the clarinet player on the show. I don't remember his name, but you guys who remember, like, yeah, you got his face right there in your head. And so she decided for me that I was going to play clarinet in this, this elementary school band. That did not work. I didn't last any time at all at it. I didn't want to be there. But I did get piano lessons, and I didn't really want to do that so much either, but I did them with my father. And we had this really nice lady who gave us lessons, and it was a regular thing for many years, like 6 years or more, 7 years. Um, so I can read music. I can read it. I understand it. I get it. Transposing it from one instrument to another, I don't get all of that. No, there's a disconnect there that I don't have. But the music is the same.
Mm-hmm.
The music doesn't change. But my brother had an acoustic guitar, and he always played guitar. He was from the '60s era, so just everything from the '60s, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, everything you name it. He was into it, and I can remember being a kid. He's the one who introduced me to rock and roll. So I remember him showing me a couple of notes on guitar. He taught me maybe 5 or 6. A standard C, a standard G, a D, an F,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a G7, maybe an A7, something like that. And they would have been notes that pertain to, I think there was an A minor and an E minor in there as well. So that's like 7 or 8 notes, I guess, in total that he taught me. And so I learned to fumble with him a little, but I was no guitar player, and I didn't put any time. You rock, Ben Coombs. And I didn't put any time, excuse me, into learning the instrument. There were no lessons. I would just, if there was a guitar around, I'd pick it up when I was bored, and I'd, bang on it for a while. And that was it, like a lot of us do or did. But in high school, I had a couple of buddies, Ralph and John. And shout out to Ralph and Johnny. Johnny is sitting on a beach in Mexico right now, house sitting for a couple with his wife, catching fish every morning and living like a flippin' king right now. I know, because he's flaunting the photographs, and I just want to give him a shout out. Life's good for Johnny right now. But in high school, we had a little 3-piece thing. I played bass guitar with him. And for about maybe a year or two, I dabbled in bass. But as I was getting out of high school, I didn't really have interest in it. I was around a lot of musicians, and they were good. And so accordion all the way in 19... Right on, Poe. I picked one up one day. I just couldn't. Polka, big time polka too. Yeah, that's what I think of, Christopher. When I think of the accordion, I immediately think of polka for some reason. And a clarinet, ironically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I'm a rocker, guys. Bonkers, what's going on, man? Right on, brother.
Well, they're bonkers.
But we, getting back to the bass thing, I got a Rickenbacker bass like Geddy Lee. I did. I had it. I learned some songs. I had rhythm, but I was around bass players and guitar players who were so good,
Mm.
especially in the, 80, 81, 82, 83. I didn't want to touch an instrument. I used to, I used to sit around and I'd grab a guitar here and there once in a while and I'd start to play on it. And in those days, inevitably somebody else would walk up and take it from me and then really do something with it. That's how it was. And so, but then about, I think it was 2008, maybe
Mm.
nine, there was a Squire Strat sitting in the corner of my son's bedroom that one of his friends had left at the house. That's kind of how it was. And he comes in with it and he wants me to tune it for him. And, we need an amp. Do we have an amp? Can we get an amp? So
Right.
that's what started it, because he wanted me to tune a guitar. And I ended up, from doing that, I started fumbling with it. I
Mm-hmm.
tuned it once in a while. I'd show him a couple of things, whatever. And so I started playing guitar. That's literally how it happened. It's been about, it's been a few years now. And from the time that I started tuning guitar for him, it was still another couple of years before I would say that it was my hobby.
Okay.
It became a full time thing where I would say, where there were no longer one guitar, but now there were two guitars. And then pretty soon, a year or two later, there's five guitars, and you're learning to do this and that with them. You've taken the neck off of one or two by that time. You've pulled everything apart. You've figured out what makes them tick. Then over the next few years, you realize how wrong you were about all your concepts about how things were supposed to be. And you learned that all of your habits were bad habits, and you're not supposed to take WD-40 and spray it down the neck and take a towel and wipe it off. It's not good for the wood. I remember seeing CC DeVille back in the day take a thing of talc powder and just put it on his hand and slap it down on the guitar neck and just fill all those frets with all that baby powder. And just, his guitar tech must have just hated that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he did, because he took care of all the sweat. I mean, he was doing a lot of blow. He was sweating like crazy, and that's how life was. And that's what he did. He'd coat his hand in baby powder. So,
March gas station, not good for the nitro finish.
right on, Mark. It's good to see you, brother. Right on, man. Zappa did that too, Xterra Bill says. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. He was the first that I saw, what made a big interest in the early 80s was that stuff called finger ease or whatever. It came in a little can. Guys would hit just a mist of it on their neck, or they'd hit a mist of it on a towel and hit it. I saw that a lot. I did see that a lot, I remember, but I never really got that into all of that stuff. R2, R3, you rock, brother.
Hey,
Right on, man. You're not late. You're right on time, bro. Right on, man. And just as a quick side note, R2, R3's tone.
mm-hmm.
He got him a Roadcaster, and I just 2 weeks ago, incredible difference in tone, incredible difference in sound. It's not just about, we talk about tone. We say, oh, this tone, that tone. There's a clarity and a crispness and a something that's not inherent in all that dirt that we want and all that needs to be there for us to hear things well. I don't have no idea what I'm talking about, but his tone has improved 1,000%. I can't wait to hear it today, actually.
You know that his tone in the room was already good. It's just how you're getting it out there, right?
Exactly.
Figuring all that out is such a labyrinth. Really just sit there and there's a million settings on everything to get right.
Yeah, it's amazing here. Yeah, R2, you got it, brother.
But
Wait a minute, Ben Coombs.
He hasn't bought any gear in months. He thinks he may be sick.
Ben, something's wrong, brother. What's going on here?
Oh,
So back to your
but yeah.
question.
So yeah, your plan. You're kind of picking up the Squire. A little time goes by. How do you get there where you play like you do today?
Well, I don't play that great, guys. I really don't. And I'm going to say it like this: I'm one dimensional. Okay. At a very early point, about 8 years ago, I got to my point where I could play rhythm guitar half-ass decent. I could pick a song, and I guess when I got okay, here's where the benchmark for me was playing the rhythm to "Bark at the Moon," getting it as close to Jakey Lee as I possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my benchmark, and I got the rhythm part down to where I could get the chug right, and I was real proud of it. But then I hit the obvious brick wall of the lead guitar work, and that's where I kind of started trying to play lead guitar, and seriously started to where I was like, I need to learn to do this. But I'm a product of YouTube, and so L&M guitar, you rock, brother. L&M guitar rocks, man.
We've all heard you. We know you play.
Now, some things I've learned to do okay. Some things I have, but every lick I know I stole. Every lick I got off of YouTube, I if I couldn't play it, I would try to make a version of whatever it was they were doing to where I could make it work. We all do it. See,
Somebody got a delivery.
these guys, here's what I just realized, Charles, what I wanted to put into words.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it right now. These guys are tone chasers. The OU812 group, you guys, my boys, are tone chasers of the next generation. You are utilizing this platform instead of it being in a club, a bar,
Mm-hmm.
a venue. We're here, and now it's and the tone is just, it's crazy how far it comes, and the broad spectrum of it. They all have wonderful tone. For the most part, they all have incredibly great tone. But it's all unique, and not one of them has the same tone.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of blows my mind. Now, some of it might have to do with the internet. It might have to do with location, this and that, strength of the stream. I don't know. It seems to me that the place where the stream is actually occurring from, has sort of a stronger presence. I used to think that until a few weeks ago. Now, I'm not so sure. I don't know, but I'm anxious for the future, and this is a great community to be able to experience all this with. I don't have a damn clue, you guys, about half the stuff you guys talk about when they're talking about specific pedals and specific ways of getting tones. I get lost personally. I get it. I understand what they're doing, but I've never really done it to that degree. So every day in this, getting back to like my guitar capability in this, every day in this community, it's not just about these. It's about the world of guitar and music in general, and what we do with what we do. There's a lot of sides to this guitar mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's mountain is different. Some guys are Strat guys, some guys are. It used to be simple. You play a Strat or a Les Paul. Now you got these guys like Randy just blowing out of the water with these incredible licks on custom guitars, and the world has changed. Guitar world has changed. The best stuff from the retro, from the past, is being drugged to the right here. We want this from there, but the technology is just wide open. And so our future and everything that we're doing right now is just getting started. It's like we're at the start of a whole new gig.
Yeah.
New bag. It's really exciting for me. I mean, I ramble on about it, but I shit you not, the future's bright. And I'm a one-dimensional guitar player, you guys. I really am. I wanted to play fast. I got into the guys I got into. I enjoy obviously the Melodic minor pentatonic scale is like where I like camping out. It's not because that's all there is. It's because that's what I've learned. And it's kind of where I just camped out at. I'm looking forward. This particular piece of cake, Molly Crew tonight. You know what, Christopher?
Give it
a shot, brother. It's worth it. Whatever works, my man.
It was too good not to put up. I'm sorry.
I love Christopher. God, I've never met him, and Dave Z are two of the biggest rockers I've ever met. I think in history they may take the cake. So back to what I was saying, I wanted to play fast. And so I started, going to channels that I used to go to this guy, Theodore Ziris, I think was his name. And he used to do lick of the week, I think is what it was. And he was into legato picking. Steven, it's good to see you, my brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so much information. It's really mind-boggling. But it's all good. Look at Randy. Right on, man. It's good to see you, Randy.
Yeah, I love those guys. To run as late as they did and to be showing up, it's amazing to me.
I'm telling you what, man. I'm telling you what.
For sure.
Oh, I lost my place, Charles. I saw Randy Price, and I just.
Well, you were talking about the, how you wanted to play fast, and so you were watching this one guy's channel, and
Theodore Ziris was his name, and he's still out there on YouTube, and he teaches legato picking. It's all about legato picking, economy picking, somewhat. You guys say, well, what's the difference between legato picking and economy picking? Isn't that the same thing? No, it's not. Economy picking. So legato is either down up, or up down. Okay, it's simply a lot of times you want to start on an upstroke so that you can finish on a downstroke. There's a little math involved in licks. We all know that. Economy picking, I've heard it a couple of different ways. This is how I understand it. It's up, down, up, down, and I may have one of the ups or downs out. But it's kind of weird. But when you learn to do that,
whole pattern,
you actually, and with these fingers, you actually, and I'm saying this a little wrong, you guys, so don't tear me up. You can throw extra notes faster within a measure of music by doing an extra stroke. It gives you the ability to do a chug in the middle of legato picking. You can think of it that way. And the chug is a 1, 2, 3. So you're throwing an extra note in within it, and it's unsyncopated, meaning that it sounds really bitchin'. Okay, and that's why guys do it. And guys who are real good at it, Jakey Lee is mindlessly good at it. Warren D. Martini was mindlessly good at it. Like just regular, that's part of his thing. George Lynch, mindlessly good at it. I'm trying to learn to do that. I do it once in a while without thinking. I get lucky and it comes out and I go, yeah, cool. I need to be able to do that on the fly though. But it'll come, this is, I say it all the time. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Getting to do it with this community is extra special. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're seriously riding on one of the coolest YouTube things for guitar players. I'll tell you something else. I'm going to jump around a little, Charles. I'm thinking about starting to play the bass again.
Oh,
I'm thinking about it. You say, why would you want to do that? I'll tell you why. Because now I have the ability to pull up an Iron Maiden song and do some Steve Harris freaking bass lines live on YouTube.
Here you go.
That's why. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to do it sometime in the future. But everybody else is too. Other guys are going to do this. It's a whole new platform, a whole new format. Been watching.
And as you take that journey of where you're broadcasting on YouTube and you're recording, and you're recording things, it's nice to play all the parts if you can, right?
One of the coolest things I got to do with Reaper, and I'm lame at it. My son Daniel will come into Reaper and he will show me things, and I'll be like, "What are you doing? Wait, what? How'd you? What do you?" and he'll just look at me. Would you just watch an instructional video on how to do this and stop? And I'm just like, oh, geez, man, this. I swear to God, kids, what are you gonna do? But it's just amazing what you can do with it and how you can manipulate it. Def Leppard, one of my favorite bands, 2 guitar players, extracting both of the guitars out of a mix and then laying down each guy's part because they play back and forth with one another. It gives me the ability to play both guitar lines at the same time. I just have to choose which one I want to play, but I can lay down the other track now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a Def Leppard song I'm going to do in a week or 2 or something. I might do it sooner, but it's ready to go. And
they love you,
man. And I'm looking forward to doing that. It's just a lot of fun right now. I don't even know any other way to say it, you guys.
Well, this whole thing of YouTube live streaming, this has been a goal of yours for quite some time.
My ability to just flip a switch and pick up a guitar and have a good tone. My tone sucks compared to these boys now, and it's all just like I'm like, damn, it doesn't suck. Okay, my tone doesn't suck, but it has lots of room for improvement now. Yeah, I said it like that. That's what I mean to say. I can upgrade. As a roadcaster, in my Mitch Heyman's in the chat. He'll testify to this. Last night, the day before yesterday, he's already sent me the link. There's a place in Charlotte for me to buy a wonderful computer that will do because I'm running on bare bones minimum, guys. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this, from what I've got on bare bones minimum, I'm doing pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Mitch Heyman rocks. But we're already working to upgrade for various reasons. It's not just about the guitar tone, but it's really, really important to have a compatible guitar tone if I'm going to come on and play with guys. But right now, it's not a hindrance to me. I've got a decent. You're right. Thank you, Randy. I have a good tone. My tone is good, and it allows me to play. I can do that now, and it's not a hindrance. It's not a bad thing to the ears unless I play like shit. You know what I'm saying. So we're taking all the good right now, guys, and the bad is just unacceptable. Because there's no reason for it. There's no reason for it anymore. There's too many platforms. There's too many ways. The other cool learning thing that I've gotten in the last few months is there's more than one path to get to doing this and playing guitar live. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of different paths, but some are far better than others.
Some are better, some are easier and better.
Yeah. Ryan Hall, he wrote, what's this?
So yeah, his oldest 38 rolls in the office at 2 a.m. Every other night in the 90s, telling him he was learning stuff on the interwebs and showed me. I was shocked.
It's amazing, Ryan. It is utterly amazing, and it's right. It's like this, you know. Well, how much of it am I going to retain? Only what I directly interact with, and there it is, Mitch, Micro Center. That's it. Mitch was like, okay, guys, you guys know I'm a tech moron. Mitch is actually showing me computer. I should build my own. And I'll be honest with him in this world of computer and me doing it. Yeah, I would successfully do it. But I think I'd rather just get one out of the box that's ready to rock and roll. I think that might be a little better, but just to give you guys a little side note on Mitch Heyman, that Micro Center place right there, he would pack a lunch to go to that place, and he would just go inside, and he wouldn't want to leave, man. He wouldn't want to leave. He's like a kid in a candy store, and I find that just utterly awesome. I think that's the coolest damn thing.
So what can we expect from now that you've got your setup, you're almost you're where you want to be, you're doing your streams. Where do you see all this going?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm on a ride right now, and I'm rolling with the community. I know this sounds really easy. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? It is, and it's great. And I'm watching I'm watching other channels grow, just like Ryan's channel. I'm sitting back and watching channels interact and combining uh, at a rate that is just healthy and wonderful, and it's good. It's positive. It's really, really entertaining. Yes, yes,
It's this
yes,
community,
man.
bringing
Yes,
people back. Yeah.
yes, exactly. Because it's a good, healthy environment for it. I'm expecting to do this in the future. Yes, to answer your question, here's what my short term plans are. I'm getting a whole lot more used to playing live on YouTube. It's
Mm-hmm.
happening because I'm forcing myself to do it. It's been really painful, but it's worth every bit of pain. So that being said, I think next Sunday we'll do another stream. Mitch and I'll do a stream next Sunday. 3 o'clock seems to be the time, but
Mark your
it's
calendars.
not. Oh, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm saying mark your calendars.
Oh, and so we'll do that just because we can. Gonna play a couple of 3 songs. Maybe maybe try to bring someone in or open things up a little bit. There's a lot of it going on right now. It's really, really cool. I'm just one of a ton of guys out there who do exactly what you and me do, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And we all are acquiring the ability.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to stop you because you had to see that.
I love you, Mr. Mick. You're a rocker, man. You know, Mr. Mick has always got something great to say and positive across the board in this whole community. You're a rocker, bro. I love the hell out of you. What was that? Was that 581 BC Rich?
Yeah, he was saying that YouTube has made everyone a better player,
That's a true statement.
and
That's absolutely right.
Ben's
You know what?
just,
A little side note: my older brother Richard, loves Dickie Betts. He grew up. Dickie Betts was that's his boy, right?
mm-hmm.
And so about 8 years ago or 7 years ago, he's sitting back and he's doing this thing, and he's like, "Man, I wish I could learn to play so and so by Dickie Betts and this and that." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Well," and I went over to the computer and Dickie Betts, the song he wanted to play, lesson. Sure enough, Dickie Betts is giving the damn lesson. I said, "Here, take a lesson from Dickie." Blew his mind, right? So now he's 15 years older than me. So that's just to give you an idea of the expectations and what's available to the generation that's here right now. Big things coming from the community. Big things are coming. We're going to do a show maybe every couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue to, if they'll have me, I'll continue to participate as I can with the boys in the OU 812, just because I love this community and I love getting on and playing guitar. Crash or burn or for the better, it's always a good experience. I'm looking forward to interacting with all of my brothers who I haven't spent much time with in the last couple of months. Oh, real time, I need you to help me work something out, Charles.
Okay.
When I go on Zoom, my mic's not working on Zoom. Either you or Mitch, I need you guys to help me. I need to address it.
That's an easy one.
The last couple of Water Buffalo meetings, the reason literally that I didn't jump in is because I was on my phone, I was out, but I wanted to jump in and say hi, and I had no audio, and I couldn't. It was just
Okay.
it's more of like an interruption.
Yeah, we can certainly work that out. It is really probably just a selection issue. If you were using a different microphone before, it's still trying to pick up the other microphone. So we just need to take in your settings and
Okay.
change
Also, just as a quick side note, my iPhone on social media and stuff, you guys might have noticed the last 4 or 5 days. You rock, Ryan. I love you, man. Last 4 or 5 days, I really haven't been out. The charging port on my iPhone. I messed it up. I got water in. My hands are always wet. I do swimming pools for a living. I destroyed my iPhone. My daughter's still complaining to me about it, but I haven't had a phone for the last couple of days. I just got my new iPhone yesterday. They came in the mail. I'm setting it up this afternoon, so I'll be back and on my phone. So that's why I haven't been communicating much, just to let you guys know. But that's pretty much it, Charles. I'm just blessed to be here with you guys. This is the best flipping group of people. We are so lucky to be here doing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The quality of the guitar prowess in general in the community has just skyrocketed over the last 6 months. I've seen it night and day. It's funny if you and this is I'm giving you guys kudos for this. Go back 6 months to Ryan's show, watch the round guitar playing, go to now and do it again, and you will be shocked at the quality of the cohesiveness of that group. It's utterly wonderful. And it's worth trying to do it. Just take 5 minutes and do it, and you'll just laugh. You'll laugh, and then you'll send them a quick little message telling them how awesome those guys are, and you appreciate their hard work. You guys might not know this: the dedication it takes for those guys to show up multiple days, constantly being there. Commitment. It's a huge thing. It's a really huge thing, and I know. Thank you, Cushman. I know Ryan appreciates it. I wish I could be more faithful. It's until I retire. I don't think it'll ever happen. I know, because my work. Me and Charles were just joking. I want to. Today's my day off. Today's my day off. I've already been on 2 service calls, and when the show is over, I'm going on a 3rd. Because that's how we roll, man. And but I will be back in time for Ryan's show. I will at least be in the chat today, and I'll be shouting out to you guys.
It's a shame you got this other call because Laz is not going on live at in 10 minutes because it's his wife's birthday, so we could have went over today. Yeah.
Laz's wife's birthday's today.
Yeah,
I love Laz, man.
I love that guy. He's
him and Janice Lala. I have in the last. It's been a decade now. I've been seeing them in the chat. It's funny how time flies. Time flies, guys. I love it. I don't get in there and participate in the chat, but I will catch the replays and I'll catch them live. I'll watch them while I'm doing stuff, and I love the conversations that they have about just stuff. It's unscripted and it's just really, really wonderful. It's a wonderful part. Hey, Lars Guitar, right up, bro. What's going on, man?
How you doing? Welcome in.
Right on, man.
Here's a piece of information you might want to know. Christopher Lysaw says it's an hour-and-a-half drive to Soaring Eagle Casino for Motley Crue. He's heading up now to see if he can find John 5.
As I said before, Christopher Silva is one of the biggest rockers I've ever met. I've known a couple, and he's by far, him and Dave Z, they live this shit, you guys. They literally, this is their life. This is what they do. Thank you, Mitch. You rock, dude. You rock. I couldn't do any of this without him, you guys. I swear to God. I went from taking my iPhone and laying it on this table and propping it up against a cup of coffee, okay? To where I'm at now because of Mitch Heyman. So, yeah.
And, he's a great guy. Willing to help out anybody, so.
Yeah, Christopher. You'd probably find him, bro. He's lucky like that, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. I do have some short-term plan, or kind of long-term plans. I've reached out to some old friends from the 80s.
Uh-huh.
And there's a possibility of, it's going to happen, actually. of doing some things like we're doing right now with them, and talking about the old days. I'm anticipating that a lot. You're right on, Christopher. Right on, brother. I'm anticipating that a lot. That's going to happen, actually. But just getting more used. Right on, Mark. Right on, brother. Just getting more used to playing guitar live. Being here, just grabbing guitar and playing, and not worrying about it. Having, I have a few songs that I kind of keep ready to play. They're the ones like, Ryan will grab this one, or R2 will grab this one, or whatever. I will keep those songs ready. I'm going to try to incorporate some live music coming into my show and out of my show. All those little things that you guys do that make your channels really cool. We're going to do that. Awesome. I'm not looking for anything immediate. I'm not looking for any definite course. I am flying by the seat of my pants with this community and just rolling with it. And if there's anything I can do for you guys, call me. Right? And that's about it, man. We got some guitar builds going. I'm already thinking about look. I'm already thinking about another guitar.
What are you thinking?
Okay? I don't want to say. I'll tell you privately. I don't want to say live.
Okay.
I like keeping some mystery. Guys, I do that. I don't say what song I'm going to play. I like a little mystery in what I do because it's fun. Yeah, Steven, riding the wave, babe. It's huge, man. It's a freaking tsunami, man. It's just like this. And it's all good.
I am so excited to see you get that guitar put together and
it's gonna
playing on a stream. Yeah,
so
just
sweet.
Can't wait.
Now the Floyd will be in next time you sing. Let me see. By this. Okay. Here's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm trying to do. And I referred back to what I was saying. I could have built the guitar immediately. I have everything I need to put the guitar together twice. But it's a special build, and I want the appointments right. But I'm doing a show with Ben Coombs. I think it's Ben. If I get the date wrong, just correct me, brother. I think it's the 14th. I think it's the 14th next month. Gonna be a real special show for me and Ben. I want this guitar ready so I can play some Rat on his show.
Oh, nice.
But it won't. I'm not gonna get you flagged. I won't get you flagged. Okay, I'm to do this little chunk, that chunk. We'll do it smart because you understand copyright and all that business.
We do have confirmation. Yes, it is the 14th.
14th. But we're gonna play some guitar in there, and I really want the guitar ready for that. So I'm in kind of a little bit of it's not that big a crunch. And if I had everything sitting in front of me right now, I could have the guitar fully assembled in 2 hours from now if I wanted. So it's all good.
But I love the way that you're doing that because it's like, yeah, I could have it together, but I want it the way I want it.
Yeah.
And that is kind of the thing that I've talked with folks that I've worked on guitars with. It's, this is your custom guitar. It's got to be what you want it to be. And so when we talk late, that's why we talk late. Okay, what do you think we could do this? We could do this. That was why we went through those layout sessions. And you were such a joy to work with in those, right? I had a great time. It just going ahead and looking at, okay, well, we could do this. We could do this. You had my head scratching. I got to admit, when you said, I want the back to be upside down so I can flip it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Charles, it's the same graphic on the front and the back. I don't think it really. And so
it matters. It mattered, right?
But my OCD was like, but it's upside down.
I get it. I know. It's but if I hadn't had you do that, I'd just be sitting here going, Charles, I wish I'd had you, and so that's all part of the custom experience. That's the whole thing. If you're having something built, if you're having someone build you something,
mm-hmm.
You got to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You can't assume shit. Assumption is the mother of every screw up that there ever was. Think about it. Okay? So you ask a lot of questions. Chris Locke, he called me out a couple of times and he did it laughing about it. He said, man, I ask more questions than anybody's ever met. That's because I'm ignorant and I don't know and I want to know. I want to know. I don't want to say it's this when it's not, because the end result is something not good, possibly. Every once in a while you get lucky and your guitar's not intonated, but it still sounds good. One of those moments.
Yeah.
Well, you were lucky. Okay, you were lucky. But you see what I'm saying.
It is true. And it's, that is the whole thing. If you're going to spend the time and the money putting together something and you want it to be unique, you want it to be what you want to.
That's right.
Yeah, take your time, do it right.
That's right. Ben's getting his Kramer. You'll have the Kramer ready for the show. Yes, you will, Ben. I'm going to jam. Look, I'm going to sit on Ben's show and I'm going to jam guitar with Ben Coombs.
That's going to be awesome.
I've never got to do that. I mean, a lot of you guys are like, well, we do that shit all the time. Not me. This is new for me, and I'm really excited about it. I'm looking forward to getting to jam with guys who a year ago I was like, well, that's, wow, that's never going to happen. We're going to do things that I never thought were going to happen. Who did I see there?
This is just a solid note to Ben. So, you probably saw R2 saying this, right?
Yes, that's what I was looking at. R2, you rock. You rock. No, I was actually laughing. You were talking. I was looking at another. I think it was a comment that R2 made to Randy, or Randy made one to R2. But they're talking about Van Halen, talking about playing a Van Halen song, and I'm just.
Here you go. This one.
So, Eventide micro pitch. I hear them talk about that all day long, and it's magic. It gives you that magical thing. That's a learning curve for me, because even though I know all about the connection of that, I've never worked with one. I've never had one in my presence and played with it. I don't know, but I do know that is required to get the tone that they want. And the fact that they're spending all this time working on it to make it something that they can reproduce and play for us is freaking magical.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And so I just, every time I see these guys come on and I see people in this community come on and showing me what they are showing all of us, what they're doing, it required a ton of work, a ton of effort, a selfless drive to just do it and get it done, and then they share it with us. I think that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
R2 says, once you turned it on, Charles Greene, it's hard to turn off.
God bless. Yeah. I hear you, my brother. I hear you. Hey, I don't know what else you want to talk about, Charles, but I love the hell out of you guys, man. I can do this all day long. I don't get on YouTube nearly like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this earlier. I used to spend
a
lot of my time on YouTube, and to be just blatantly honest, it was becoming a huge struggle for me in a lot of areas, because I work. I mean, I'd work until 8:00 and then need to be on a show at 9. Mm-hmm. I might not get until 8:30. I do that a lot. And then I'm supposed to jump on here and be alive and give you guys something. And I felt a lot of the time that I was on, I was just mainly phoning it in, because I'm a human. I can only do so much, right? So things had to give in different areas. And as they're giving, I'm just going to be transparent about it and just roll with it, guys. I don't know any other way to say it. I just think is that Zach Thong?
That is Zach Thong.
You rock, bro. You rock. Right on, Zach. I do. I work too much. I work too hard, but it's worth all of it. It really is. I wouldn't have it any other way. We worked as a family to create a machine, a machine that has been running constantly for years now, and it ain't going to stop. The whole idea is to keep the machine going, and it requires work. It requires a lot of time, a lot of effort. But I get to, when I'm off work, do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I anticipate this a lot. I look very forward to the time I get to spend with you guys now. It's less time, but it's really special. Yeah, Ben, you rock, bro. I love you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the next show we do, Ben. It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, especially with you two and the two Kramers. That'd be, yeah. I'll definitely
be newer than Ben's. I got a new one, brand new one. Ben's like, yeah, but I want my old one.
Mm-hmm.
We're both right. We're both absolutely right.
Well, Charles, you are definitely one of the nicest guys in the YouTube community, and I've been wanting to have you on for longer than I can imagine, and so I really appreciate you doing it.
Anytime.
And
anytime.
But in thinking about what you're talking about in terms of something had to kind of give because you're working and stuff, and then you also had this other dream of what you wanted to do on YouTube, right? Because you wanted to get out there, you wanted to get live, you wanted to get playing, and because that's where it really is at for you. Right. And so many of us just knew you as this guy with all these great stories from the whiskey, and you put out your first video, and we were all like, jaws dropped. Jaws dropped. And you just nailed it with that first video, and it was like, wow.
Thank you. Thanks. Guitars are fun. Yeah. You can let them consume your entire life. They're that much fun. The answer to the question, can you ever have enough guitars? The answer is no. If you're asking yourself, should I buy another guitar? The answer is yes. Period. And because they're too much fun, there's a lot of sides to the mountain of guitars. There's a lot of sides to the mountain of music. This community is incredibly diverse. Just an example, just an example on Ryan's show. Every one of those guitar players has a different style and comes at it from a different sort of. Mm-hmm. And even though a couple of them there's kind of similar here and similar there, it's still just an incredible assortment of great stuff. And so, oh yeah. Thank you, R2. You rock, man. Christopher, you guys rock. I love this community. I say it all the damn time. I'm not going to stop. Mm-hmm. And I'll just say it like this. You guys need something, call me. Let me know what's up. Keep in touch with me. And I'm easy to get a hold of most of the time.
And before we break out here, because I know Charles has got that call he's got to go to. I want to be selfish and hold on to him, but I know he's going to have to do that. Make sure that everyone checks out OU812 later on today, and of course Ben Coombs has Aaron from Albus Band on this evening at 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Yeah. 8 my time.
Yep. And so it still promises to be a great Sunday afternoon and evening on YouTube. So make sure you check those out.
Excellent. Hey, don't forget Under the Bus Network, you guys.
Yep. Don't forget
they rock.
All right. Well, Charles, you hold on here. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody else go so they can go on to what they're going to do next. Everyone, thank you for joining Charles and I. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really appreciate everybody coming in. Hope you enjoyed the show. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to play them out with our theme song by Ben Coombs.
Excellent.